There we go. Hello, everyone. All right. We had sorry for if it's a little late. We had a bit of a setup for everything here, especially the titles and stuff here. But here we go. Another match coming in. This one is way more one-sided at the moment. We have Silicosis versus Setsoku. I'm not sure if my memory fails me. I don't think Setsoku played on the previous tournament last year. I mean, but on the other hand, you have Silicosis too, or for his friends here as Cub, the previous 2024's PHNT Nationals champion. He's currently locking in on second seed, which is quite a surprise, but that as well not being too much of a surprise, considering the first seed is Josh Iko, the current #1 PH player right now. Yep, looks like no warm-ups here, and we're gonna head on straight to the rolls. Setsoku a bit of an unknown factor, but Silicosis or Cup is I will not lie, if anyone's the perfect tournament player, I would say Silicosis is a really good contender for the perfect tournament player. And he's also been in other tournaments as well. A bit of a representative for the Philippines. But Setsoku going on for a pretty high roll. It will be quite amazing if we're gonna see an upset here. This is probably the largest upset of all time if Setsoku manages to win over Silicosis. Yep. Setsoku wins, and Silicosis is banning free mod 2. Quite interesting. Actually, I'm more like, in my thought is like, I'm not sure what Silicosis can ban, because he's pretty good with everything in the whole map pool. And we're gonna see an easy HD 1 ban coming out of Setsoku. But yep, first pick on Setsoku. Let's see what we can expect. My prediction here, we might see an NM3, similar to Arcturus's pick. We are not too sure on what Setsoku's strengths here, but ooh, locking in hard with HR2. Let's see. Time to test the waters for both players. Time and time again, I did say that tournament nerves are a thing. Normally, you play maps like these with near perfect accuracy, but when the time counts, when the nerves hit, you make a couple mistakes that you don't want. You miss notes that you almost never miss. Probably one of the best players here, so this could be a bit of fresh air for Setsoku and a big momentum boost if he manages to get exploded against Silicosis. But we're gonna have to see probably an SS for Setsoku for even a chance of beating Silicosis. That's just how good of a player Silicosis is. And here you guys might want to look at first 100. So Silicosis is KDK, and there we go. So with the first 100, Silicosis with 100%. A couple more on the side, going on to 97. Whoa! That is an uncanny miss for Silicosis, and another one too. I don't think that's an error on the client side, but here we go. Quite a strange miss for a player who is extremely consistent. Now on the back foot. If Setsoku can manage to keep a full combo here, we might see a first break point, actually not first break point, first point against Silicosis at the moment, very early on. 10,000 point here. Setsoku has to keep accuracy because Silicosis has finally gotten his groove back with a couple of misses, and the leads slowly but surely reducing just by the number of 100 Setsoku has. Now the lead is, not sure if it's 4K now since I see 100. Oh, is that a miss? Oh, is that a miss? Okay. Here we go, back to lead on Silicosis. That really miss was rough. No, the client is trolling me a bit here, but Setsoku still keeping up with a little bit of a lead. He has to keep this 100 to keep this accuracy to even have a chance here. It's really misses nothing up to Silicosis, but he has done an amazing job bringing it back. And oh, that 100 is scaring me a little bit here. Setsoku down to 1x100, and I think that evens it out. And another one to boot. We're gonna have to see Silicosis make a mistake again. This lead is so tiny. And another one for Setsoku. This is not what he wants here. He had the lead. But once again, consistency is key. And 100s is a big factor, especially for maps like these. 3,000 points. This is gonna be a rough loss for Setsoku. Knowing how close the score is, and what chances he had there early on in the tournament. That 2x missed, man. That was a little bit scary, I will not lie. But a close match nonetheless. But unfortunately, that will be an early break point down to Silicosis' side. A good performance for Setsoku, actually. I had expected really, really high accuracy score for the 15th seed here, but that just goes to show. You could say that this is Silicosis just scraping by with a couple of mistakes. But for now, that would be a point to Silicosis' side. Yo, NM4. This is the slow stream, which is a bit of a change of pace. Compared to HR2, which was a little bit fast. So we might see a bit of a scare, I'd say. Go GLHFs on both sides, I believe. That's just the there we go. So this does say GLHF. But this is gonna be an interesting match. Setsoku showed his strength here down on HR2. Let's see how well he performs on NM3. I am expecting an SS for Silicosis since Silicosis has a bit of a strength when it comes to tech maps and gimmick. And he's just coincidentally good at everything else as well. At 99, oh, a couple more too. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news there, but Setsoku feels this. Knowing an enemy wins off by just 5x, 7x miss, 7x 100, you probably feel defeat already early on. 7k difference here. The lead is pretty tiny. Off the back of Silicosis again. Keeping that 100. Quarter here. Big misread on that stream. So we're kinda losing a lot of steam there. Yeah, here we go. usually break times, a lot of players tend to play with everything removed. No scores, no leaderboards. And just try and keep off the distractions. And when break times appear in maps, it shows everyone's score and position. So Setsoku knows that he's on the losing side now. For players that tend to be in tournaments, especially me, when I see my score being lower, I just get way more nervous. It is pretty evident here. A lot of 100s. That's the Setsoku's side. Silicosis. 100% halfway through. Imagine 97 accuracy for Setsoku. This is pretty rough. 63,000.8 now. Oh, actually, Silicosis is full ulting this. Which is quite interesting since he normally single taps all the single taps. Maybe it's just pure habit. Because normally I believe Silicosis is playing. Oh, what a miss! He still has not had a full combo yet. Misread on that. Press done instead of cap on that finisher. That's probably the only mistake we'll ever see from Silicosis. 1x miss. No 100s to his name. Off. Really good score for Silicosis. Look at that. Amazing. But for it might be a bit of a high wall for Setsoku, but it is definitely doable. As much as it is, it's a this god can bleed type view for Setsoku. If he manages to get an SS, he would have won against Silicosis. But that is asking for a lot. For now, it's gonna be 2-0. A bit of a wrong score display there on the stream, so it's currently 2-0. Alright, Setsoku blocking in FM1. Very interesting. And this one is going to be a bit of a hard battle, because normally when it comes to FMs, high seeds definitely do play with HDHR, and Silicosis is amazing with HDHR. So we're probably just going to see an HDHR, but Setsoku has to match that strength here. Hey, Josh, you can chat. How are you, man? Good luck, sir. I think that's what we're gonna get. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Yep, definitely HHR for Silicosis. I'm just gonna wait for Silicosis to make a mistake here. For now, I'm not gonna expect any. Actually, I'm actually interested. I wonder if Silicosis will be able to beat Firebice's score. I believe his score was a 99.72. Just a 5x 100 player. Now Setsoku coming in actually pretty well with a 98 accuracy. From our previous matches. Never mind. Oh, massive miss! Chain miss on both players. They missed on the same note. Well, I gotta throw away that Firebite score out of the way now. Another characterizing miss for Silicosis. The accuracy on both players are the same, but Setsoku has to come back very strong here, or else Silicosis will run away with this lead. A bit of trouble on the stream on my side, I believe. Section is very consistent, so we're gonna get into the PI here after this section. I love this song. Here we go. Okay, section, a couple of 100s on Silicosis there. Kind of shrinking that lead by a little bit, but you're gonna have to expect Silicosis to get a 97 and 96 for Setsoku for a chance. And if Silicosis gets, I believe, anything higher than 1.062 million, Setsoku, even with a full combo, an SS I mean, won't be able to beat Silicosis' score. Final part of the map here, I believe Silicosis is rocking in with 3x100 and 1x miss. Final section, 1.3, 4, 5, and 6. So, guaranteed score for Silicosis. It's gonna be a 3-0. Oh, it was a 6x100 and 2x miss. Alright, 3-0 here. Good score for Setsoku actually. That was a pretty rough miss on the early part of the map. But again. Rushing back to the song. This is so good. So just kind of enjoying it. Kind of enjoying the match here actually. Very good sportsmanship for both players. Alright, match is starting. And just gonna have to fix up the display here for a bit. A lot of errors on the final. So the early miss here, I think it's the banjo issue. I am not sure. Yeah, here we go. That is a banjo issue, so no scares there. Oh, Setsoku having a bit of trouble actually. And he is not single tapping this. So this is a bit of a trouble, especially for single tappers. Usually maps like these where you're gonna be forced to do a slow stream instead of a single tap, it breaks your accuracy so easily. Like compared to this, Setsoku is single tapping the doublets here, even though it's about the same BPM. And it's a bit of a risk, but now with a 98 accuracy, doing pretty well on both players, and Silicosis is rocking in on a 99.6, not an SS. But both players are performing pretty well on these fast sections, and I believe after this one we're gonna have a bit of a slowdown. And then the 1-3s coming in soon after. Silicosis is vibing with the music at the moment, chase that. Section. Amazing accuracy from Setsoku at the moment with a 99.25, keeping it pretty honest for both players. But Setsoku does have a miss to his name, so you guys will notice that there is a couple difference. So the tap for both players. Section. Setsoku, after that early mistake, hasn't gotten to do anything actually, any kind of damage whatsoever. Apart from that 1/100 that he just did, keeping it extremely honest. Amazing score for both players. And I believe this is the first FC that Silicosis made in the tournament. Oh, that 3x miss, man. It's a very close match apart from a couple mistakes, but that is how tournaments go. Just those who play the map better win the point. For now, Setsoku with a chance. Back is on the wall here. Final point for the winner's life for Setsoku. But he has that freedom of choosing what he wants. And we're going in for the gimmick. And I'm actually able now to show off how scared of a player Silicosis is. Silicosis is well known, very well known to be a gimmick player. It's been his thing for the longest time. Oh, actually, Silicosis said he hasn't practiced this. There might be a chance. Might be a chance. You'd be very surprised how it is just a simple bar line gimmick, but he'd be quite surprised how the unsnapped fastness actually catch people off guard. Here we go. Setsoku. Potential final pick or a potential point against Silicosis. The key point here is not making mistakes on the parts that aren't gimmick. Go bar line. Ooh, a couple of 100s on Setsoku. Misread! That was a red. Misread that pattern as the opposite pattern. But this is not the hard part of this map. So we can expect Silicosis to miss on the section where Smiley missed. Here we go, yep, there it is! But instant adjustment for Silicosis. Know that there is another section here. Yep. Amazing adjustment. Amazing adaptation for Silicosis. Yes, it's so having a lot of trouble in that. On for the final parts of the map. But it looks pretty confidently Silicosis is going to take this over Setsoku. Oh, misread again for Setsoku there. 120,000. Silicosis is taking that final point. Dropped his guard there in the end, and the final 100 is there. Kind of rough, but unfortunately that will be the final point taken by Silicosis. Another break point and a 5-0 sweep once more. GG's for both players, and Silicosis will go ahead, sending Setsoku down to losers bracket. Actually, amazing performance from Setsoku. This first showing for me, I believe. But keeping up some good scores, actually. I'm kind of looking forward for the other matches down in the losers bracket. For now, that will be Setsuku will be down on his final tournament life here. Gonna have to see more. Let's just see. Very, very interesting. But yeah, for the ones watching, that will be the last match for today. There will be more matches tomorrow, I believe. 2 of them. Or 3, I'm not too sure. I just have to, let me just double check. So just a little bit of a check. Nope, the only 2 matches for tomorrow is gonna be Co-Equal and Spacewalk, as well as the Strictly Cringe and Wowie. So the times will be at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. So be sure to keep your watches for tomorrow for the ones who want to watch those matches. And thank you all for watching. That's gonna be all for today. So we did this a little late, so be sure to don't stay up too late, guys. GG's for both players, an amazing performance. Thank you all for watching. Bye.